Hey, what is going on, guys? My name's Long Sensation, and today we've got for you guys is some more Call of Duty Black Ops 3 news and information. Now, in this video, we're going to be covering a massive leak that was leaked around 5 or 6 days ago, but not a lot of people picked up on it in the community because, quite simply, it was completely absurd and basically no one believed this guy that it could actually be true. But a few days ago, I did contact this guy on Twitter and managed to get some key parts of information that I definitely believe is true. But first of all, I just want to apologise for my voice. As you can probably tell, that at the moment I have an incredibly sore throat, so I do apologise for that, especially if there's any voice cracks and stuff like that. But anyway, guys, let's get into today's video. First of all, let me just talk about my source, because this is definitely the most important part of the video. If the source is not legitimate, then of course the story and leaks behind it are of course not good as well. But anyway, he leaked some Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer information on July the 31st, which was 1 week before the Black Ops 2 multiplayer trailer, and around a month before all the information was actually leaked and revealed by Activision. So this is definitely some legitimate information. This guy has a history of leaking things in the past. He actually leaked all the maps, all the guns, all the perks, and a series of different things that we didn't know about Black Ops 2 until it was officially revealed. So my source is definitely legitimate. And now let's get into the actual story. So there was an article posted on Reddit around 5 or 6 days ago now, which contained a whole bunch of different pieces of information that could lead to information regarding the next Call of Duty title. However, at the time, a lot of people didn't believe this, and at the moment, quite a lot of people don't believe this information because, quite simply, a lot of it is completely absurd. However, around 2 or 3 days ago, I did actually do a lot of research into this guy. I tried to find out where this guy basically is, what his Twitter name is and stuff like that. And through various different articles and blogs, I managed to find this guy on Twitter. So I did actually start messaging him 2 or 3 days ago, and he did give me some crucial pieces of information. But first of all, let's just quickly talk about the Reddit article, because there still is some bits of information in that article that are indeed true. So first of all, he stated that the game is set in the 2030s, which I definitely believe to be plausible. You've got to bear in mind that Treyarch, Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer Games both have different perceptions of the future. They have different ideas, and it would seem like Treyarch are going for the more kind of robotic / bionic future as opposed to the Exo'S within Advanced Warfare. He also stated that the Call of Duty will be called Call of Duty Evo, which of course you can pretty much imagine that this is definitely not the case. Of course, it is confirmed that it is Black Ops 3. However, the Evo is actually a program, or what the soldiers are actually going to be called, which stands for Evolved Variable Operator. Now, I didn't really think anything of this once again, but I did actually read and keep on reading, and I actually found some pretty crucial information that these soldiers, these brand new soldiers within the Treyarch game, are actually going to be essentially Robocops. If you actually go back to the Robocop, you can kind of get a nice little feel for this, that Robocop is essentially a head and a brain, essentially, with a robot body, and that is apparently what Treyarch are going for this year with Call of Duty Black Ops 3. But there was definitely something interesting within the article. He stated that the brain needs to be synchronized to the actual armor of the suit, or the robotics of the suit. So of course, when that person thinks to move an arm, for example, it will move an arm. When he thinks move a leg, it will move the leg and stuff like that. So that is the gist of what we're actually going for with this story. And of course, you've got to bear in mind that this was leaked around 5 or 6 days ago, and this guy had no idea what the next Call of Duty title will be. So, of course, 2 or 3 days ago, I did contact him on Twitter, and I'm going to put on screen right now what was actually said within our conversation. So I contacted him and said, "Hey, I've been reading a few articles online in regards to your Black Ops 3 leaked information. Can you give me any more info / confirmation?" He replied, "What do you want to know?" And then I just said, "Is the info legitimate? What / who is your source?" He then replied saying some of the information is legit, Most of it is what the community has wanted every single year, such as the dynamic loading screens, and I do remember that quite a few popular YouTubers did cover that last year for Advanced Warfare, when we was actually leading up to the release, that there would be dynamic loading screens and stuff like that. I'm my own source, so if you plan on uploading this information, please block out my name. You can keep the profile picture in though. That is some potential important information. So I then said it looks like the logo that was hidden in the Snapchats, because this was actually just leaked within those Snapchats, this logo, and I just said that you could have just drawn that there when it was released. And then he sent me another picture in which we can see on screen right now, and I didn't of course see what this or know what this is, and I still don't really know what this is, but he stated that this will prove his legitimacy and excuse him for the bad drawing. So I just said we'll see then, and basically I did a bit of research into the teaser / trailer thing that we received yesterday, and as you can see on screen right now, I think this definitely looks similar to the image that he drew. If we just rotate his image, it looks like he's tucking it vertically on a piece of paper, but if we rotate that, it definitely looks similar. It looks like this could potentially be a faction within the Call of Duty game, so that is definitely cool. Some nice information there that this could potentially prove his legitimacy. And once again, you've got to bear in mind that this was actually this conversation took place 2 or 3 days ago. Now, moving on to some more information, I said, can you tell me anything to do with the campaign, past, present, or future? He replied saying Black Ops 3 will be the future, just like I said in my article. Originally, I assumed it will be Call of Duty Evo. However, that is the name of the soldiers that are essentially Robocop-like soldiers. Human head with a bionic / robotic body. This allows soldiers to withstand harsher environments, take more damage, and increase their strength. The campaign is amazing and something like we have never seen before. The worry in the campaign is that the technology could be going too far, and you'll see why. And then I just said that's insane, so our Exo'S in the game then, because a lot of concerns, especially with myself, are that our Exo'S going to be within the next Call of Duty title. He then persisted to reply, no, robotics are different to the Exo'S. There is still advanced movements, but double jumping is removed to give the game that traditional run and gun style. There will be dashing and sliding in the game, though, for example, I can't really give any more information, to be honest. Theorize, I'm sure the story will make sense. They continue to roll out these teasers. So that is all of the information that my source actually gave. He stated that the soldiers will be Robocop-like soldiers, which I definitely think is plausible. Once again, I'll put the images up on screen of the Black Ops 3 soldier with Robocop at the side. And I actually told Campy Elite to actually brighten up the image. And here we can see that there is definitely no signs of Exo'S. It definitely looks like robotics to me of the soldier. And you can clearly see the hydraulics in the elbow, for example, which is definitely really cool and really intriguing to see how this actually plays out. So that is the actual leaked information side of things. So it appears that Exo Suits will not be returning. However, there is going to be some kind of thrusters on the actual suits, or the robotics, which allow you to dash and slide around the map, which of course allows you to keep that traditional run and gun style, but the verticality will be removed from the game as there is no boosting, which is definitely really cool in my opinion. Now, moving on to a little theory of mine, I wanted to talk about this because it definitely ties in, and that is, who is Dr. Salim and who is he actually talking to within the Snapchats? A lot of people have ignored this because people thought it was within the World War II era. However, I think that is definitely not the case. Within the Snapchats, we see repeated images of CT/MRI scanners, which actually was invented in 1972, which completely blows World War II out of the equation. However, I believe that Dr. Salim is someone within the future, and he's actually talking to potentially Alex or David Mason, and due to their kind of, corrupt past or really, really bad past, their brains are corrupted, but for whatever reason, they need them to be in these suits. For example, Alex Mason is really old now. I believe at the time in 2030 he'll be around 100 years old, so his body cannot